Welcome back to the weekend preview here for Los Alamitos Racecourse. It is the weekend of February 5th and 6th. We're officially into February, and pleased to begin the show here with Mike Corona, the voice of Los Al. Michael, nice selection last week. You gave us a nice winner there.
Oh, thanks, mate. Yes, Apollitical Candy V did a really good job to get up and win because it was a long way back early and it developed into a blanket finish. But the Gomez trainee got the head in front right when it counted.
Yeah, it was a competitive kind of trial that we kind of dissected on paper, and it ended up being a blanket finish, a true quarter horse finish there in that trial. So let's recap the trials real quick. We'll get a rematch of the champion of champions, Apollitical, Pence, and Flashback. They look sensational in their respective trials.
Yes, absolutely. And it would come as an enormous shock to me if anything else wins that final of the Brad McKenzie Winter Championship. I think it's absolutely a race in two. The Derby, on the other hand, is a lot more open. You had a really good pick of the Jose Flores horse who won the last at 11-1 from the rail, first time racing in California. A Perfect Ribbon, was that the horse's name?
Yes, something Ribbon, if I'm going to...
A famous ribbon, it might have been.
A famous ribbon, yeah.
Yeah. And so you would presume there might even be scope for improvement with that horse and several others, including Scoops Dynasty, the aforementioned Political Candy V. I'll tell you one horse who did not make the final field, but I will be all over the next time I see the horse entered. I don't know where they're heading with Watch Out, but Watch Out. Take a look at the replay of that horse's performance when a long way back in the early stages, really hitting the line hard and came through the fastest of the final eighth of a mile splits, making up a lot of ground. And I think that horse who finished midfield in the 2 million futurity is on the improve and could really develop into a serious Derby contender across the year.
Yeah, he tipped his hand in the trial for those 2 million trials, where he was much more professional, but he got into trouble, like you mentioned, these trials. It was Scoops Dynasty, Amadeus MV, Corona Joe, and a famous ribbon, and Apollitical Candy V, top five there in the finals for the Derby. So looking forward to both finals in a couple of weeks' time here at Los Al. All right, talking about Saturday night's card on this February 5th, Michael, you're taking us to race number 7.
Yes, it's a 300-yard maiden for 3-year-olds. And a horse called Complexity had a very rude introduction to the sport when debuting in what turned out to be a roughhouse race on January 16. Had technically post position 4, but was number 5 and bumped with the number 3 horse. The 4 horse was scratched. So you'll see Complexity number 5, bump with number 3 at the start, then get crossed by the 6 horse, who ultimately was disqualified for causing interference to several horses.
Here it is to start. Yeah, gate 5, bumped right there.
Yeah, Gold Silks. Now look for the horse to the left of screen to come across the face of the field. Complexity had to take up, alter course, shifted very wide. And you could say because those other 2 horses to Complexity's inside copped a lot of interference, that Complexity inherited a minor placing because it was such a rough race. But I think there's more to it than that. I really liked the way Complexity dug in, didn't give up, did not shirk the task, was coming on again, finishing well, making up ground after all that trouble. And start number 2 might yield a much better result Saturday night.
And Complexity was right on 5-1 in that field of 5. So it's not like she was hopelessly left off the board. There was some money on her that night. So based on that 1260 workout and that 1240 workout, there might be more ability there, obviously. And I just like that even after getting crossed and bumped, losing her path, she still finished with interest. So that's always something you want to see on a lightly raced runner like that.
Yes, it was very encouraging. I also like the fact that the horse is coming back relatively soon and obviously took no harm from the race. So I think deserves the role of favourite fractionally on the morning line. She's 2-1 on Ed Burgardt's line. The horses either side of her, numbers 4 and 6 in this race, are both listed at 5-2. So even though Complexity is the favourite, she's not going to be a short-priced, unbackable favourite because there will be support for both of her next-door neighbours. The horse out in gate 6, Omar Alaire, which I really don't need to be dealing with in photo finishes, Jose, has raced 4 times and is improving, but 3 of the horse's 4 races have been in claiming events, including the last start, which is the only time the horse has finished on the board, is back into a straight maiden in this race Saturday night. So there's that little class question mark, possibly, although again, the horse is improving and has drawn well. And Relentless Valiance gate 4 is a Parsons Ranch filly who came off a 6-month layoff, making her local debut with a nice placing recently and could move forward. And so, I think there's reason to think that all 3 horses will take money, which is good for Complexity's supporters. I think even though she's a fractional favourite, she'll be bettable.
All right, that is race number 7, the first leg of the final pick 3 on Saturday night. Michael, thanks a lot for the selection last week, the winner, and let's hope we repeat this week with Complexity.
Hoping so. Hooroo!
The traditional $2 pick 6 at Los Alamitos is always a great bet. Head-up pools continue to increase. On Saturday, January 8th, a one-night carryover of $34,000 led to a huge total pool of over $184,000. And our $10,000 pick 6 promo on eligible Sunday nights consistently resulted in total pools of over $60,000. And the payouts can be tremendous. And remember, on Sunday nights when there's not a carryover, Los Alamitos is continuing to add $10,000 to the pick 6 pool. The traditional $2 pick 6. A great bet, a great deal. Always at Los Alamitos.
Welcome back to the program. Now joined by Christopher Wade, your Los Alamitos analyst there through the simulcast signal. Before we get to the race you want to take a look at, Chris, your thoughts on that tremendous 1-2 of Apollitical Pence in flashback.
Wow, it's going to be a great race. They were so close in the final, and Apollitical Pence, what can you say? Broke well, finished well, did everything right. And then, of course, the other one, Flashback, did have some trouble in that race from the outside post, and back bobble was finishing very, very well, and the champion of champions. And it looks like it very well could. Of course, the invader from Evangeline Downs for Jose Flores, a good number. So he's got a chance to improve. And second time over, he's only had 4 lifetime starts. So there's more improvement there in the holster for that runner. So it's going to be a great final.
Yeah, looking forward to both the Derby and the championship, the Brad McKinsey Winter Championship final, in a couple of weeks' time there. Here, Los Al. All right, let's take a look at Saturday night's card. You're taking us all the way to the nightcap in race number 9.
Yeah, I'm going to give a look to a horse I've always thought a lot of. He's got so much talent, but it's all on him. He always finds trouble. He's his own worst enemy. I'm talking about the 2, Gentleman Chuck. This horse, prior to the debut, this horse was an A-plus worker. He showed me a ton of talent, but every single time, his least amount of trouble in my charts is 15, which is just over a length. So every single time, his horse has to overcome trouble.
Yeah, so we were just talking about that a little bit off air because that's why he took so much money first time out, because he showed the ability in the morning drills, but he's kind of never really given himself any favors at the gate, Chris. There's talent there, but he, like you mentioned, he kind of given himself plenty of trouble at the start. But let's take a look at this replay. December 19th. He was number 4 in this field of 6. What did you see here tonight?
Well, don't forget, before this horse actually lifted in the gate prior to breaking, back bobbling and being in close quarters away from the gate, kind of slow into stride. And he's in tight quarters every single step of the way. He was kind of crossed near the wire, but right near the wire, you see with this horse, nice little splurge right about here. He's starting to show that re-rally right here. And with everything factored in, I know he was last in that field, but he's got so much talent. If he could just mind his manners in the gate and run to his ability, because on my numbers, he's got some quality numbers. With everything factored in, he's a 15-40 horse, something along those lines. So if this horse could ever mind his manners in the gate and break and run to his ability, you could be seeing this horse in some stake risk, because the ability's there. It's just a matter of getting out of the gate. Don't forget Scott Willoughby, a solid 19% with layoff runners of this, and 23% jockey parent combo. So a lot of things point to this horse. It's just all up to him. If he gets away clean, big look in the finale on Saturday night.
And Jesus Ayala had only been aboard one time before. That was back when he was favored 3 starts ago, but he lost all chance at the start. But like you mentioned, I think one key that you mentioned is that you've always felt like this horse has much more ability than what he is showing on the racetrack, right?
Oh, by far. With, like I said, everything factored in. He's a 1535 to 1540 horse, troubled track variant on my numbers, and that puts him in stakes competition. It's just a matter of getting out of the gate, minding his manners a barrier. If he runs his ability, this horse could be moving up the ladder, but it's his third start off a layoff of 203 days, so everything points to a positive result here tonight, but it's just a matter up to him. If he gets away clean, big look.
All right, that's Chris's selection and race number 9 on Saturday night. Gentleman Chuck, daunting that at gate number 2. Actually, he actually won his debut when gate number 2. So it's not like he has never won from that gate 2. I went back to look at the PPs. He was the number 2 horse where he won back all the way back in November of 2020. Chris, thanks so much for that selection and that replay. Let's see if Gentleman Chuck can break much better on Saturday night.
Champion of Champions winner Apollitical Pence. Los Alamitos Super Derby winner Flashback. The first time they met, they finished first and second in the Champion of Champions. Now it's part 2 of this new rivalry, as these two stars will meet again in the Brad McKenzie Los Alamitos Winter Championship Final Sunday night, February 20th. It's the first quarter horse showdown of the year. Apollitical Pence, Flashback. The Brad McKenzie Los Alamitos Winter Championship. It's quarter horse racing's best, always at Los Alamitos.
Well, we got a little bit of a preview again, Orlando. They both showed up, the first and second place finishers in last year's Champion of Champions. They both look sensational winning their trials.
Absolutely, both with big victories. And one of the things that impressed me is Flashback with a really good start. I mean, usually when we see him run, he is the one making those huge late runs. This time, he broke on top and just continued to get strong. So that was really impressive to see. And then Apollitical Pence, just another big effort from this horse. And Monte Rosa, even on the previous show last week, he talked about, I want to give him a start right now because he's in such good form. We'll give him his break later in the year. And, man, he was just ready to run Apollitical Pence. We had a chance to talk to Monte Rosa and Jaime Gomez after each of those horses' impressive victories. How about we start with Monte Rosa talking about Apollitical Pence following that win?
He's awesome. He makes us look good. He's just a professional, and he's a cool horse. He just comes out and puts it on the line every time, and he's a blessing to have. He's an amazing horse.
You had mentioned that maybe after this race you might give him a little bit of time off. Was that a big reason that he was just so sharp after the Champion of Champions that you wanted to see how the beginning of the year could lay out?
Yeah, last year we gave him a break after the Champion of Champions, and so he came out of the Champion Super this year, and so we thought, you know what, he's doing so well and training well, and he's really happy, and the horse is super sound, and so we decided, let's take a shot at this one, and so pretty proud of his performance tonight.
Absolutely.
Well, Apollitical Pence, he's overall been a very good professional gate horse, Orlando, and he showed it once again on trials night.
And like, Monty has said, how much he really enjoys racing here in California. He's won the Champion of Champions twice, won the Z. Wayne Griffin last year as well. He's always been a really top performer. I think during his 2-year-old campaign, I'm pretty sure that he qualified to all of our $1 million futurities going back to his 2-year-old campaign. So he's always had great success here at Los Alamitos, winning his trial this past Sunday night in a time of 19.553, fastest of the night, beating Flashback, who ended up with the second fastest time by 400ths of a second to qualify as the top qualifier. So let's talk now to Jaime Gomez and his runner Flashback, another big winner last Sunday.
He get better with the age, Random. Like I tell you, that horse get better with the age, and he used to have a little whole break. He said he's clear out, and he was perfect. I mean, what else we can ask?
If he breaks and the way he finishes, that's a lethal combination.
That's gonna be a good race, the 20.
Absolutely. Looking forward to a rematch against Apollitical
That's
Pence.
a rematch. We look forward to see if we can beat the guy. That horse is pretty tough.
Pretty tough indeed.
He don't make mistakes.
No, it's going to be a heck of a race. Thank you, Jaime.
Well, Orlando, when Flashback is able to break like he did on Sunday night, we know he's going to finish. So that was about as professional as of a race that we're going to get from Flashback.
Yeah, and if he adds that level of professionalism out of the gate to his arsenal, he's going to be really, really sharp, really tough. And that's what makes this Brad McKenzie final a lot of fun to wait for. It's going to be a heck of a race between these two horses. And remember, a big rematch. They finished 1-2 in the champion of champions. So looking forward to seeing round 2 of this budding rivalry.
And not only is a grade 1 win on your resume on the stakes on the line, but you got a ticket to the champion of champions as well. So somebody can seal their ticket immediately right there in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and overall, that field, you got Circle City, who ran in the champion of champions last year. You can run as well. Those were the top 4 qualifiers to the Brad McKenzie Winter Championship. Apollitical, Pence, Flashback, Circle City. You can run. All of those horses ran in the champion of champions last year. So the cream rose to the top right off the bat in these trials. So looking forward to that. In the field, Estrella Corona, a mare. Nice surprise there. She won her trial. Finished with the 5th fastest time. Cattail Cove, he's a grade 1 performer, no doubt about that. Just a Dash of Hero won the Town Policy last year. He qualifies. Stolen Lives won the Cypress Handicap last year. He qualifies. Mr. Tornado and Gata Corona Jess, 2 really hard-knocking, solid professional runners. They also both qualify to the Winter Championship. So that's going to be the field, February 20th. And, of course, at the very, very top, getting that marquee treatment is going to be Apollitical, Pence and Flashback.
All right, Orlando, and also give us an update on the racing schedule coming up in the next couple of weeks here at Los Al.
Well, we are not going to race on Super Bowl weekend. We are going to have workouts on Saturday morning, and from there, we'll begin a refurbishing of the track, our annual refurbishing of the racetrack. There will not be Tuesday workouts either, and then depending on how that refurbishing goes, the track might open for training back either Wednesday or Thursday. That's still kind of up in the air, but we will not have any live racing next weekend. We will return on February 19th with a huge weekend of racing. We'll have the Los Alamitos Winter Derby on February the 19th and the Winter Championship that we've been talking about on the 20th. So we will also not have a show, preview show next Thursday either, but we are on schedule to have the PCQ HRA Awards video where we'll be announcing California's leading horses, champion horses, the champion breeders, owners, trainers, special recognition awards, and so much more. And we'll have that. We're scheduled to premiere that show next Thursday. So we have that to look forward to, Jose.
All right. Thanks so much for that update on what's upcoming here on these next couple of weeks at Los Alamitos. All right. Have you settled on your pick for the Super Bowl since we talked Super Bowl?
Man, that's a tough one. We're talking points here, right? So
come on. I know you were touting the Bengals. Are you gonna stick with the?
Are you going with the Rams?
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams. I'm gonna stick with the Rams. They look more complete. To me, they look more complete. But I mean, Joe Burrow has arrived.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Rams are at home. I don't know what kind of a ticket rush the Cincinnati Bengals fans will have. Will it be the same as the 49ers? Probably not. I mean, that stadium is should be blue and gold, right?
Yes.
And like you said, they have more complete team. Their offense is super strong. Their defense is outstanding. They have some of the best players in the NFL. So it's you have to think that Rams are going to take it for the local city here, right?
Wouldn't it be incredible that
crazy play?
Yeah, we talked about the situation. I don't think a home team had hosted the Super Bowl since the start, ever. And then Tampa did it, and they won it. And now in back-to-back years, the Rams are going to host it at home. And so it's an interesting scenario, without a doubt.
And is it the Raiders that host it next year? Is it in Vegas, the Super Bowl next year?
I like that.
Might be.
It might be.
Yeah,
gotta get those Vegas features in.
Vegas.
Yeah, we gotta get those Vegas features in early on. All right, let's talk about some of these races on Saturday night. And I got the PBs here. Nightlines past performances available on losalamitos.com for download digitally. We'll be getting race number 3, Orlando. I know you were able to catch up with those, some of our trainers and connections for this Saturday's card. But race number 3, 1,000 yards, conditional claimer 60 to 50. There's appears to be a good amount of speed from Band Slammer with the class drop as well. But what did you think of this race?
Well, Band Slammer is a 2-1 favorite, and I had circled him as my top selection before the morning line odds came out from Ed Burgard, and that's how he sees it. He sees that the public will be betting number 3, Band Slammer, but I agree with you. There's some pretty interesting horses here. My second selection is number 6, Shane Zane, a runner that we saw win here at Los Alamitos in strong fashion, facing against $5,000 claimers, ran 6 in Equipo A, so tough at that 2.5 furlong distance. So now returns to the to a longer distance. I think that will fare a lot better for Shane Zane at 4-1. Those are my top 2 selections here. But Jose, we also had a chance to talk to Charles Treece, who's going to have a busy Saturday night. Not only does he train Shane Zane, he also has Vermeer, Truth Prevails. He's got a quarter horse in one of the races later tonight, Pretty Devon Lady. So he's going to be very busy on Saturday. Let's talk to Charles Treece. He also gives us an update on one of my favorite 2-year-olds coming up this upcoming year.
And we're here with trainer Charles Treece, the all-time leading thoroughbred trainer here at Los Alamitos Racecourse. Over 1,000 wins overall here at Los Alamitos. So you know your way around the winner's circle extremely well. Let's talk about some of your horses running on Saturday. Let's start with Shane Zane, a horse that we saw win here at a pretty good price not too long ago. And he's owned by partly owned by your son, Curtis Treece, the Hitman. How tough is that to train for the Hitman?
Well, it's not real easy, but he gives me a lot of advice.
Perfect. I'm sure some of that worked to help him get into the winner's circle a few outs ago. How do you see this race coming in?
I think we'll be. If this horse breaks good on the outside, I think we got a heck of a chance.
For Mr. Willard Thompson, later on the card, you have a horse by the name of Vermeer. Tell me about this.
Yeah,
one.
Vermeer, we got a start in him a couple weeks ago. He had a long layoff before that, and he broke really good. He was out on the lead, probably a length and a quarter. Then he got tired just the last 16th of a mile. But I think this will be a good race for him here.
Truth Prevail, a horse that has run at some good levels, has been a winner here at Los Alamitos many times over. Draws the outside post.
Yeah, I think Truth Prevails. She'll like it out there on the outside. And Eric Garcia, he's riding her. He fits her good.
From the quarter horse end, Pretty Devon Lane. Of course, Terry Lane, a longtime client of yours, actually took care of the stallion hard hitting for a while, right up there in New Mexico. Yeah. And this runner has been, has a lot of quickness. We've seen this horse perform really well at 110 yards and hard knocker.
Yeah, we had her. She's a non-winners of 2, and we couldn't fill the 330 or the 300-yard race a few weeks ago, so they had a 110, and I called Terry, and he said, "Heck, that's what we have. Let's go." So she's actually we've run her 2 or 3 times in the 110. She gets beat ahead, and she'll run second or third. She's a nice filly.
Very lucky to have you here with us right now. So since I got your attention here, tell me, I hear that you have a special 2-year-old in the barn. Well, special to me, especially. A horse by the name of Professor G, and of course Mr. Stojan, very special to him as well. Tell me about Professor G in the stable.
Well, we got Professor G. We bought him at the quarter horse sale here we have at Los Alamitos. We bought him from Dr. Allred, and his name is Professor G, so everybody knows who that is.
Know that guy.
And so far, he's a pretty nice colt. We've worked him twice, and the last time we turned and worked him, he did real good. He's ready to qualify. And the Stojans, Chuck Stojan and Jerry, his son, up in Canada, and they always buy 2 or 3 every year, and they have a lot of fun. They like the Los Alamitos quarter horses.
Absolutely, they've had some great success with the horses that they purchased here, taking them to Canada, and done extremely well up there. So looking forward to seeing Professor G in action for trainer Charles Treece.
All right. And the Stojans are they're ready to come down here where it's a little warmer.
I bet.
So, yeah, they're good people.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
The barn of Chuck Treece is going to have a busy Saturday with both thoroughbreds and quarter horses. So a little bit of a double breed card for that barn. But Orlando, Professor G, tell us more. Tell us more.
I love it because every time I'm in the barn area and I happen to see Charles Treece back there, he's just always with a big smile telling me about how the horse is doing. The horse is doing really well. And, he had arrived early part of the year that has been doing good. Today, he told me that he worked with another horse and Professor G won by this much. And I think when he said this much, I think he meant more. So I got me excited. So I can't wait. He's going to breeze them on this Saturday coming up.
Okay.
This Saturday coming up. And then from there, we'll see in a couple of weeks, we'll probably start having morning works for the babies, a bunch of morning works. I know they're going to start, allowing 2-year-olds to have gate works as early as this Saturday, if any of them are ready. But it won't be long when we'll start seeing quite a few of them posting morning works as well. So excited to see all the 2-year-olds, and particularly excited to see Professor G do his thing.
Ooh, can't wait. We're gonna have to put a stable alert on Professor G so we don't miss out when Professor G is out there doing his thing. So that's a little bit of a catch up with Chuck Treece about his barn throughout Saturday evening. A little bit of a look at race number 4. You can see Troubadour 5-1 Indy Jones, but Speed Pass for Ryan Hansen. He's been exiting some pretty good allowances in the last 2, Orlando. You see Proud Veteran there. Even last time out, he was favored 8-5, but he's got to deal with Star Racer, who's coming in from Santa Anita.
Yeah, those 2 outside horses look to be pretty solid. Speed Pass, Ryan Hansen, he's had a lot of success with his horses shipping into Los Alamitos. I actually like the one as well, Unusual Mischief, Angela Aquino and Diego Herrera. Diego's made a living winning with horses that are paying double digits there. So I'm excited to see Unusual Mischief maybe get off to a nice start there and give Speed Pass something to run at. And I think he's got a chance there in race number 4.
All right, let's go to race number 5. Race number 5 is where I have my horse of the night, my lock of the night. I want to bring up a replay here real quick of Street Behavior. Street Behavior back on January 16th. He's 7-2 on Ed Bergham's morning line for this Saturday night, but there's a horse that I'm going to key on for my card, Orlando, and we'll bring up here the replay at losalamitos.com. Street Behavior this night was the 3 horse in this field of 5, and he was right around 4-1. I remember there's your Roma, the eventual winner, was heavily favored there. But at Street Behavior, even when he was right there close to the pace, I found it interesting that the rider kind of decided to angle out off the rail 3 wide, and he still was finishing with interest. But I feel like, the favorite was obviously much too tough that night. But I was content with his effort. I think he's switching to the rail, should be able to save some ground. He was 4-1 that night, but once he angles off the rail right here, usually it's when horses kind of either flatten out and don't really want to keep on with it. I thought Street Behavior really showed a little bit of run there, but the favorite was just too tough here to be. He was second best.
And it looked like the jockey was kind of trying to get him trying to maneuver him.
Yeah.
Even as they were entering the turn. So maybe he was looking to find a spot. Maybe they wanted to be kind of clear with some space to run. Trainer Dan Farias is off to a really good start with with his thoroughbreds as well. So I think this horse is going to be pretty tough in this race. In the interview that we have with Charles Treece, he just pointed out about how Vermeer ran really, really well, which surprised him for a horse that had not raced in such a long time.
Yeah.
Came back and ran a nice third, showed some nice speed. and just didn't miss finishing second by too much, considering how long he had been away from the track. And he's going to give you a big price, 12-1 there with Eric Garcia up.
All right, let's go to race number 6. This does begin the late pick 4. A quick glance at this field. Sweet Sonny, who has been the betting favorite in the last 2 starts, she probably lost all chance with that bad start last time out. Probably was unlucky to lose, even though it was a 3-length margin. She made up a ton of ground in that spot. This is the first leg of the pick 4. So give us a little bit of a preview. Who did you kind of have here in the 9-line selections?
I actually did go with Sweet Sonny in this race. Like the fact that this horse has shown consistent speed there, and but obviously the 5 cheap. Yeah. Jamie Thomas. This horse looks like if he lands here and likes the racing distance here at Los Al, the night action here at Los Al, should be pretty tough as well, Jose.
Yeah, she's got a local workout back on January 20th. That might show some hints that she might take to the distance. Truth Prevails, another one for Chuck Treece, stepping up against Stuffer. But the overall form, she kind of has a good style of kind of staying close enough to the pace and then making a late bid. So that's Truth Prevails in race number 6.
And just to note, Cheap did run here at during the daytime meet in the winter of 2020. So she has been here, just hasn't done it at night.
All right, let's go to race number 7. Compact field here of just 6 runners. But you can see Ed Berger's morning line, Orlando. 3 horses between 2-1 and 5-2. We talked to Mike Corona. His selection here is Complexity.
Yeah, and we actually had a chance to talk to Scott Willoughby as well. He's going to be very busy in these quarter horse races. He's got Complexity in this race. He's got Gentleman Chuck, and in Deep Thought in race number 9, and in race 8 he's got Pleasure Seeker. So how about we talk to Scott Willoughby? He's going to talk to us a little bit about each of the runners that he's saddling on Saturday night.
Well, every time we visit the Scott Willoughby barn, we're talking about well-bred, classy, nice runners here at Los Alamitos, and that doesn't change with this visit. Scott, let's talk about Gentleman Chuck.
Oh, Gentleman Chuck's a nice horse. He hasn't had the opportunity that we thought he would. He just had some problems, got sore on us. We had to back out, and he's been knocked down a couple races that hurt him pretty bad. So when he stands up and runs a good race, he's just tough as anybody in there. So I think he'll run a big race this weekend.
Yeah, he did that about a year ago this time when he qualified to the Los Alamitos Winter Derby, ran second in that race. Super well bred, a full brother to the Great Monopolist.
Yeah, Monopolist is a great horse for Jimmy, and this horse has run really well, like I said, and I thought he was just as good as that horse, but we'll see. And I think he's coming around, and he just gets better all the time.
And Deep Thought is also in that race number 9 on Saturday. This mare, Hard Knocker's been on a lot of nice allowance races and performed well.
She's just a very solid little horse. Tries every time you lead her up there, and she'll run a good race. If it's her race, she'll win it. She always tries hard.
Also in race number 8, 110-yard event, you have a runner in there, Pleasure Seeker. Definitely quick.
He is. He actually got away a little slow last time going 100 yards. He ran 4th, I believe. And I think the horse will be extremely strong in this race. And the other race was a lot tougher than this one, I think. So we'll see how it comes out.
And in race 7, I'm interested in this horse, Complexity. Fly Through the Fire filly. Debuted it last out in a very troubled trip. Kind of got into some kinds of trouble, but finished nicely. What do you think second time out?
I was very impressed last time. I backed off this horse early in her career because she got sore and then she got sick on us, and we had to turn her out for a while. She's doing great. She's worked better every trip we've gone up there, and she really ran a decent race the other day, even with all the trouble. So I expect her to run really well.
Looking forward to seeing her bloom as she gets older.
I hope so.
Yeah, best of luck this weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's another barn that has plenty of contenders throughout this quarter horse section of the program, Orlando. Scott Willoughby, what do you think about Complexity?
I really liked it. I was kind of mad at Michael when I saw that Michael had, was going to talk about this horse, because I thought, well, man, he's going to show the race replay of this race. I'm not going to have a chance to talk about number 5 Complexity. I think this horse second time out should be really, really strong. I had picked Relentless Valiance to win last time the horse ran back on January 2nd. Finished third at 10-1. He was one of my selections during that race. So we'll see how the horse comes back and runs. Complexity had that big finish. Relentless Valiance, though, I think also has a nice chance here. That horse didn't break that well last hour and still ran pretty evenly and nicely, running third.
I do like Complexity as well. Despite the trouble, she finished with some run. The horse that probably interests me a little bit outside of Complexity is probably the first-time starter, Orlando, Magical Boots. Alan Farias trained both the sire and the mare, so he trained both the top side and bottom side. And the mare, if I remember correctly, I think she was a debut winner, if I wrote it down in my Nightlines notes. She was a debut winner, Governor's Cup Derby winner.
Yeah, I was going to say, she actually won maybe 1 or 2 stake races here at Los Alamitos for Isla Vista Ranch. Yeah. She may have even been either one of the nominees for champion 2-year-old filly in California, or she may have been the top filly in California. So she had a really nice career, Pink Boots RM. We talked to Felix Gonzalez as well. We had an opportunity to catch up with him because not only is he training the number 3 horse in this race, La Talia, he also has El Tio Angel in one of the later races tonight, in race number 8 at 110 yards. Plus, he's got a couple of thoroughbreds running. So let's talk to Pelillo Gonzalez about his horses here on Saturday.
Pelillo Gonzalez, several nice horses from your barn this Saturday in action, Felix, including El Tio Angel, a horse that ran some beautiful races last year, qualified to the PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity. But he's also faced some tough luck in his races. How is this horse coming into his sophomore
Well,
debut?
I know she showed the talent, but bad luck to start it, and what can I do is part of the show, like the Tio Angel said it, and always is money, opportunities for a good horse. Always they have to have a time to make money.
The talent is there. It's just a matter of time.
Little by little.
Also in action on Saturday, La Talia, a horse that you have worked with El Tio Angel in morning work.
She just in the nighttime, she just, she drained, she
hasn't put it together.
Yeah, she don't get together. But I don't give up yet.
Also hopeful that she'll show that talent. Right?
I know she had it, but then gonna give it.
That's the thing, right? You also are starting some thoroughbreds on Saturday. Tell me about them. You have some winners going in.
I have my Tigresa. She won the last time. She's in the same level, so it should be tough. I think she's been proven like the last time. She'll be all right.
Okay, best of luck on Saturday. Looking forward to El Tio Angel.
Thank you.
There was Felix Gonzalez. Es parte del show ahí con Felix. Felix has got a couple of contenders, Orlando. There's La Talia. But let's look ahead to race number 8. He does have a nice contender in the opening, like in the thoroughbred side there. Might try Gress. But El Tio Angel, we know this one's owned by Felix Gonzalez. He had a nice breakout season there towards the middle part of his campaign in 2021. El Tio Angel cutting back to 110 yards here tonight.
Yeah, and like Felix mentioned, the horse just has been very unlucky last few outs, but he knows that he's got that the talent is there. The horse proved it back on September 12th when he had a great trial win to the PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity. Even when he ran in that claiming stakes futurity trial, and El Tio Angel, Felix paid him to several derbies this year. So there's a good way for the horse to maybe get back into that nice form that he had last autumn.
You know, I've been chasing Cumbia, Orlando. I can't let
Yeah.
Cumbia beat me at 8-1 on the morning line. So I'm gonna have Cumbia somewhere along the lines in my tickets. But it does appear like Just Another Commando is gonna be the horse to beat. Comes out of a very good 110-yard event won by Runaway Witch in a pretty solid clocking and draws a favorable post. So Ed Burgard laid this one at even money on the morning line.
Yeah, and the way I really like that horse. Just Another Commando last out at that 110-yard distance. Runaway Witch ended up winning that race, but I think that horse showed enough speed that to make me wanna go pick her on top once again. And you know what? Just looking back, Magical Boots, just to kind of finish that thought on Pink Boots RM.
Yeah,
She was actually an AQHA champion. Not only was she, a standout here in California, she was actually named the AQHA 3-year-old champion filly back in 2010. So want to make sure to give her the proper credit. She was a national champion.
and I'm bringing up my comments for the Nine Lines to tell you exactly what I wrote down. So Dan was a debut winner, 7 for 13 overall lifetime, earned nearly $140,000 in the racetrack. She won the Governor's Cup Derby and was runner-up in the Millie Vessels. So
She was a standout for sure.
She was an accomplished runner there for on the racetrack, and she was trained by Adan Farias. All right, to pick up where we left off there, Just Another Commando draws the outside post for Cruz Mendez. Take a look at the nightcap. Race number 9, 300-yard allowance. Overall, Orlando, if you kind of look at some of the form of these horses, they don't always, a lot of these are not really consistent at the gate, but they all have numbers that are very comparable to each other. So to me, this was probably the most competitive race on the card as far as evenly matched.
Yeah, I agree with you. I really like the 3 inside horses. I'm going to pick Dutch Flat on top. Thought moving up against allowance competition, the horse did nice. Catella Avenue has been really good many times here at Los Al. Harrison, we've seen that horse have some really nice races. And then Dutch Flat, pretty good effort from post number 2. Goes to the rail. This horse ran 3rd from the rail a couple of races back when going against Nuclear Option. I think I like his chances in this race at 2-1, and I'm going with Gentleman Chuck as my second selection in this race. This horse is a full brother to Monopolist, and has finished 1st or 2nd in 6 out of his 12 career starts. Jesus Rios Ayala is riding Gentleman Chuck here. Has ridden him before, so he knows the horse. We'll see what happens in this race number 9, but I'm going to go with the 1 Dutch Flat and the 2 Gentleman Chuck running 2nd as far as I'm concerned in this one.
So that's how wide open it is, Orlando, because you went inside 2. I went outside 2. I went 6. I went 6-5-1 in my nightline selections. I like the post switch for In Deep Thought, who has been stuck on the rail the last 2 times. Finally gets off the rail all the way to the outside. And I know the form doesn't really, show a ton of gate speed, but I just feel like that whatever, she's been exiting the same race as Dutch Flat. She only finished about a head behind Dutch Flat in that common event. I just like the post switch. I just hope that she can break a little bit more alert. And Jonathan Roma has been, we've talked about him. He's been having good success with the limited mount. So I went 6-5-1. I'm going towards the outside here with In Deep Thought and even Hold the Flash, who showed pretty good gate speed last time out for Felix Gonzalez.
Yeah, Jonathan Roman has won some stakes races for the Willoughby stable. Yeah. So it looks like he's going to get some more opportunities riding here for trainer Scott Willoughby.
That's a quick look at Saturday's 9 race program. Thank you for the interviews, Orlando, as you're coming to us live high atop Los Alamitos. Do you know how to work that camera as well behind you?
I've done it before. I've done the post parade before. Absolutely.
You have.
Yeah.
I was just joking, and you come out to me like you actually did.
No. It's fun. It's kind of fun to post parade. Of course, Hal Ward, who's our longtime cameraman, was helping me out every step of the way. But I can get up there. I can do a little Steven Spielberg action back there.
Shout out to Hal, fellow University of Arizona racetrack industry program alum. He I mentioned it because we got Arizona versus UCLA basketball today. We're recording on Thursday. Rematch. UCLA beat Arizona pretty handily, maybe a couple of weeks ago. So rematch today as Arizona versus UCLA.
Okay, 1-9. He's watching that game.
Yes,
I'll tell you that right now. No doubt about it. He's got that game on.
He'll be all in. Hal is going to be all in, enjoying that Arizona versus UCLA game. I think they're the top two teams in the division, so it's going to be an exciting rematch for them. All right, we went through the show, Orlando. You made up your mind already? What are you going, Bengals or Rams? You can't leave the show without telling us for sure who you be picking.
I've been me and a coworker here downstairs. We've had this running, friendly wagers throughout the entire playoffs. So it was his turn to get first pick in the Super Bowl. So he's taking the Rams.
Oh, so you got to go Bengals.
So I got to go Bengals. So not because I don't think the Rams are the better team. I'm just kind of stuck with that selection. So it's go Bengals.
You're back against the wall. I can't.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, your back is against the wall. It should be a good game. So I'm just hoping it's a good, exciting game, and hopefully we get to see a good performance. None of these like field goal type of games where it's like, I mean,
I want a 40-35 game.
Exactly.
That's what I
offense. Give us offense. A lot of offense.
Yeah. I want to see a new record being set for yards passed and catches. Jamar Chase with a 90-yard touchdown. OBJ with some one-handed catches. Give me some of that.
All of that. And a reminder for the players: is Burgart's going to be open for simulcasting that day on that big game Sunday? And also,
our daytime simulcasting remains unchanged. We'll be open to bring you all the action from Santa Anita, from around the country, Gulfstream Park, and the New York racing programs as well. So we'll be open daytime, no doubt about that.
All right, looking forward to it, and looking forward to a big game as well. Orlando, thanks so much for the interviews, and keep us an update on Professor G.
I will. I can't wait to see him, on the track on Saturday morning. Thanks, Jose.
All right, have a good night.
Horse racing fans, the fun and excitement of horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. We're open daily for simulcasting, and our live quarter horse and thoroughbred meet continues every Saturday and Sunday night. And sports fans, make Burgart's at Los Alamitos a big part of your Sundays, as our new sports bar and wagering room now features the NFL Sunday Ticket. Root on your favorite football team plus cheer on your favorite racehorse at Burgart's. Plus, we're continuing to offer our popular $10,000 Pick 6 promo with the NFL Sunday Ticket now at Burgart's. Live nighttime horse racing action, and of course, our $10,000 Pick 6 promo. Get your admission tickets at the gate or online at losalamitos.com. We look forward to seeing you at Los Alamitos.